Smokers Haven Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Z. I'm here with Koop and Andy.
What up?
Yeah.
And today's Off the Dome is going to be your top 3 television shows of all time. Top 3.
Got it.
So on today's show, we're going to do a recap of the auction draft that we had on Sunday and then preview the upcoming auction draft on this following Sunday. So that'll kind of be what we do for this show. We're going to power rank that first league, kind of go 12-1. Since the draft's done, we kind of know the rosters. So yeah, we'll get to the off the dome here. We're going to start with Andy. Top 3 TV shows.
Number 3, Lost. Number 2, Deadwood. And number 1, Psych.
All right. I love Deadwood. That's a good show. The other 2 I haven't seen, so I can't comment.
Psych, it's a comedy show, dude.
Yeah, it's a TV series. It's pretty good.
It's funny.
It's solid. I am a nerd, so mine is all anime. 3, I got
So I'm
anime
going to
called
assume I have
Kingdom.
not seen any of these.
Yes, it's called Kingdom. It's got about 5 seasons. Dude, it's fantastic. It's bloody as hell. It's about basically feudal Japan and all the warring.
Is that something new?
Awesome. No, it's been on for like I said, it's got 5 seasons. Or season 5 is supposed to be coming out actually in January.
That's something my kid watches.
I have no idea.
He watches anime quite a bit.
So number 2, I got One Piece. It's freaking awesome. And then number 1, because I'm old, really old, I got Dragon Ball Z. Cause
All right. I've heard of that one.
well, yeah, I watched it enough growing up. I'm like, you should know. Or at least seen a little bit of it.
All right. Oh, there we go. There's Off the Dome for the week. We're going to go over to Koop for news and notes.
All right. So, yeah, some a lot of soft tissue injuries this week here. Cordell and a few others. So, it sounds like a lot of them aren't going to be participating in the rest of the preseason. Also, with the Taron Armstead news today, it sounds like he's going to try to be ready by week 1. But, again, it's always scary when you see a player needing help off without being able to put any weight on. So, you just hope the best for him. Still nothing on Josh Jacobs with that.
That went totally quiet.
Yeah, so Samir White, his stock is going up, and up right now because unless he's already got something signed with inside deal with the Raiders where like, hey, I'm just going to sit out the preseason to stay healthy. I'm doing my own to keep in shape. But
Contract-wise, he doesn't have much leverage, so showing up week 1 is in his best interest, but we might not hear nothing until then.
yeah, so it'll be interesting. Definitely something to keep an eye on. So yeah, a lot of interesting, but nothing really major going on right now. Kind of maybe that might be something to keep an eye on to see if maybe Kareem Hunt ends up there. Because that could open up something there.
Yeah.
It is something.
Wonder if Fournette's still out there.
Yep. Yes, he is. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't heard
Fournette,
nothing about
yeah.
him at all.
Yeah, a couple big running backs, but
Well, we're in week, I guess, 3 of the preseason, so one more week to go, and then a kind of an off week, and we're only three weeks from kickoff, so
excited. Should be a good
lots
year.
of drafting before then.
Yes.
I'll wait till that last day of drafts before I start feeling it.
Yeah.
You finish that
I
last
already know
draft,
how
then you're just
exhausting
waiting.
This is going to be every Sunday, just draft after draft.
Exhausting,
after
but
draft.
awesome.
Yes.
I mean, only the auction drafts really take any time.
But those are the funnest. I love them.
Oh, they are the best. The rookie drafts go pretty quick, and we actually get to do a redraft or I do. I haven't done a redraft for years now, so.
I've done a couple for Fish's work league, but yeah, other than that, which I have made the championship game
Yeah.
both years. So
I'm excited to be able to try a new strategy every year with a brand new team.
yeah, it'll make things more fun because you never know where you're going to be drafting from.
Yep.
So
Or what the rules are gonna
Remember, like,
yeah,
like last year I was in Fish's league. My oldest player was like 26.
Oh,
Make sure you're not drafted dynasty style.
be. Dynasty bleed is a real thing. Like for people who play a lot of Dynasty, their redraft
I'm
teams
right
end up
here.
being real young.
I'm a statistic of that.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. Yep.
you got to try to make that switch.
Yeah, the old guys have a lot more value in.
I didn't do good. I think I got dead last. I think I got there like by week 2 and I didn't move.
Yep. Most of the time, unless it's a quarter or a running back.
But I
you don't
did
really want
eliminate
rookies.
somebody from playoff contention. That was one of my 2 wins.
All right, we'll jump into my leagues. I'm the commissioner, but it's not really my league. But the RSO auction draft we had last weekend, we're just going to go from 12 to 1 on this. So we should have a drum roll to play. Number 12, Killer Cards. Killer Cards, the 12th ranked team, and the team that had the number 1 pick, so kind of makes sense.
Even with Bajan, it didn't move.
Didn't move much.
That didn't move.
So he's let's see, he's got the 6th ranked Superflex quarterback, so that's kind of a bonus, but he's got the 12th ranked quarterback, so
Yeah, not really helping.
Really, his tight ends, flex, and receiver is an even upper half. It's ranked 7th. His big contracts, he signed Kamara, 2-year, $35 million. Even though he's sitting out three, that could end up being decent value still.
Can.
Then you got David Montgomery, 3-year, $46.5 million.
That might be a little too high.
Yeah, I think that got up a little quicker and a little bit too high for somebody that's going to really be sharing a lot of the backfield. Because I think with Herbert and Herbert and Johnson. He's in Detroit
Montgomery,
now.
He's in Detroit. He's got Gibbs.
Yeah, he's got Gibbs. Yeah,
he's got Gibbs.
Remember which backfield he's in again.
I'd never like 3 years on a running back. It just that's a lot of
2
faith.
years is kind of pushing it, but I mean you're kind of safe with Kamara just because I think he is going to be that workhorse. But with Montgomery, he's going to be splitting time.
Yeah, he is. We'll see, and we're gonna get to see early how that works out. And then you got this is how was digging. So Rashid Shaheed, 4-year for $13 million.
It's a solid
That could
deal.
be good though.
Yeah.
That could actually be good, especially the way Mike Thomas plays on the bench. That could actually be good.
If he's actually healthy, that might be a little bit of a blow. But I mean, Thomas has maybe got a year or 2 left at most. So.
Well, still, he's never playing.
Yeah,
It's been a while. All right, so that's our 12th ranked team. Number 11, we've got Bald Beavers. We've got 1st ranked Superflex. 4th ranked QB. That's his definitely strong point. What's he got? Like Fields and Lamar, I think.
yeah.
You traded in Fields too last year.
For
For
Lamar. So,
And
then he got
tells
it
you how
back.
stupid I can be trading. He did give Lamar a big deal though, 3-year, $132.5 million.
I like it though.
But yeah, if
I
you're
do
gonna
like
give
it.
big deals, quarterback's the way to go.
Well, and you have to in this league, especially as a super flex. If you're going to get a top end quarterback, you're going to spend the money.
Yep. Now the next deal, a little risky. 2 years, $75.5 million for Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least it is only a 2-year.
True.
So, I mean, if anything, he might have to eat something next year if something bad happens or if he's just a bum.
Yeah. It's take a little bit to live up to that contract.
But at least, again, it's only a 2-year deal. So it's not like he's stuck with him for 4 years at that average of 17 plus.
And then you got Higbee, 3-year, $41.5 million.
That could be all right.
Yeah, which is solid for a starting tight end that is going to probably get some targets every week. He's going to give you something at least. So
Yeah.
He'll have his spot on the field. Like he ain't going anywhere unless he gets hurt.
He had the 4th ranked tight end. So overall starters were 8th ranked, bench was 11th. I wrote down he's going to need miracles at receiver. I mean,
yeah,
it's not pretty at wide receiver.
No.
It's just not. Wide
that's
receiver
where
one
he's
is
going to have to maybe
Zay
look
Flowers.
at trying to move one of those tight ends and trying to pick up a wide receiver there.
It's going to be tough for the 11th ranked team there. Honestly, 1 to 12, we weren't super far apart. So you take that for what it's worth. These bottom teams aren't like terrible and the top teams aren't amazing. So everybody's got flaws.
No, Killer Cards. He's the bottom guy, and he has like one of the best records overall.
Yeah.
I think he's like 2nd after Matt. I think Matt has the best record, and then
He's never had a losing season.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
We just don't add in his playoff record. We'll get to other interesting playoff records too. 10th ranked team, we've got Dark Star Dragons. Comes in with the 1st ranked running back and 1st ranked tight end, but the rest of his positions really drag him down. So 6th ranked starters overall and 10th ranked bench.
This was one of those teams that needed to go for a quarterback, I think, because you had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, he drafted Stetson Bennett. Like,
That's why I wrote Rodgers and nothing.
Yeah, I know,
Quarterback.
but I mean, that's
He went all in on Kelsey,
Yeah.
stolen from me. 3-year, 126 mil. Really hope. I went 50 million for 1 year on Kelsey, and it was not enough.
no, it was not.
Tried.
Tried.
He stole the next guy from me as well, Justin Ross. He went 3-year, 20 mil.
He
I
loves
think
those
that's more of
Chiefs.
a homer issue
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
on that
well, both
one,
are
though.
Chiefs.
Yeah,
But yeah, the other one,
definitely a
Kelsey's
homer.
good.
Yeah,
3 years though.
that's risky.
That might
though,
be pushing it that
especially-
fourth year or that third year. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause he's what 32 this year. I think he turns.
is he? I know he's getting up there a little bit, especially for tight ends.
Can't remember if him or his brother's older. I think his brother's older, so I think he's like 34 or something like that. So, but it just shows. I mean, he could do the Tony Gonzalez and play till maybe he's 36. Who knows? But
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people that can play to their mid 30s and still maintain it at a high level. So,
You definitely get a positional advantage, at least I'm almost sure for this year.
Oh, yeah.
And probably next year even. It can't be that bad. It's that third year gets a little risky, but
we'll see what happens. So.
yep. All right. So team 9.
That's
We
me.
we got our own Andy.
Yeah, I
Team
know.
9.
You're gonna find out why.
Yeah. We got the 3rd ranked tight ends, 6th ranked quarterback, receiver and running back 11 and 12.
I don't
That.
agree with the wide receiver part, but I will take credit on that running back part.
Overall, they've got the 12th ranked starters and the 6th ranked bench. And
Did get Hollywood here.
yeah, that's the one I got. Hollywood.
4-year,
4 year for 8.5,
38.5 mil. So not a bad
which
deal.
is what's
probably a
exactly what I
steal.
am. That's what I wanted to go in. I wanted to get a receiver on a 4-year deal because, as you can see right there, 11th ranked.
Yeah.
11. So I had to work on it. I knew I wasn't going to work on running back because I'm stuck with that Delvin and Zeke contract. So that was my only thing I wanted to do was get
Well,
a
at least you
receiver on a
got-
4-year
At least
deal.
they both signed for you, so at least you
Yeah,
know.
I got him for this year. For now.
How quickly a year changes things.
So
Yeah, that is less than 10 mil a year for Hollywood. I think is a steal, especially for some of the numbers that were flying at this draft.
well, and I think some of his issue is going to be at the start of the year, especially with the quarterbacks that they're going to be playing. That might be some of the issue is going to be who's throwing him the ball until Kyler gets back, but we'll see what
True.
happens.
It's all right. I got 4 years of Kyler throwing the ball for
Well, maybe we'll see.
Well-
Might be Caleb Williams.
Well,
next
either
year.
way, you're going to have a decent quarterback throwing the ball come next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go 8th ranked was Inside Insight, sitting with the 2nd ranked quarterback, 4th ranked receiver, 5th ranked running back and super flex. So overall, his starters are pretty good. They're ranked 4 and his bench is 8. He had some pretty big one. Let's see, DJ Moore, 4-year, $80 million deal.
That's not bad though for
We'll see if
I mean,
if the Bears throw more and
and if him and Fields get that connection going, that could be huge, especially
if they get it together.
because he should be hitting about the prime of his career right about now. And I don't remember. I think he just signed an extension last year with Carolina before getting traded. So
or did one right after. I can't remember.
yeah, but so he's going to be there for at least the next few years. So we'll see what happens. Or again, if the Bears suck, it could be another trade piece for him to go elsewhere.
The next one he got a lot of shit for at the draft, but I don't mind it. Stafford won for 18.5. The prices quarterbacks were going. And you take a shot for a year. If it don't work out, you try again next
Hope
year.
you're not paying 18.5 for one game.
Yeah.
is the only thing you're hoping for.
So
You
he's
paid
got
2.5 for no games out of Russell Gage. So
Yeah.
he's got Josh Allen and Ritter. So I mean, if Stafford doesn't play, he still has 2 quarterbacks to play. So
yeah, I don't mind it. Take a shot on him. It only costs you for the year. And
Right. You
quarterbacks
get
were
your money
going for
back
like
for him
30,
next
40
year
mil.
anyways.
I hot for one. So next contract was sick. 2-year, $12.5 million for Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, I couldn't bid anymore because this was another guy I kind of wanted to get, but I didn't get to get him because I had those little gray bars.
I was already getting kind of crowded on my roster, so it was one of those things I wanted to kind of save, and I was hoping to get a quarterback, obviously, and wasn't able to just because, again, they were going for a crazy amount of money.
He's an injury away from being a
starter.
Wide receiver 2 for sure. Everett 2 for 5. I like that for being a 2 tight end league. The likely 4 for 20.
That's still basically $5 million.
We'll see if he gets his chance or not.
He will eventually.
It's a long deal. If he doesn't, you're going to end up eating some money for a couple of years.
Well, again, I think he could be coming up as a free agent here in the next year or two. So if anything, it might be somewhere he's going to a different team as the big free agent signing. So we'll see what happens.
So that was our 8th ranked team. 7th, we've got Teabaggers. Let's see. Go ahead with his ranking.
All right. So it looks like we got
second ranking wide receiver. He's the 6th ranked in flex. He's the 8th ranked quarterback and super flex. 7th in starters and 5th on the bench.
Yeah, starting off here, he did go and get Kyler Murray for 3 for 70, which isn't a bad deal. I mean, compared to what they were going for on average. But again, you know that you may miss the first half of this year. So
depending how they're sitting. I mean, maybe they don't bring him back
and just let him sit the year and recover.
Yeah, who knows? It's an interesting one, but I think either way, next year he's going to be solid. So,
yeah, I mean, not a bad contract, just for a guy that you just don't know what you're going to get this year, if anything. So
now the next one is Brave.
Yeah, Jordan Love.
Jordan Love, 3 for 53.
Yep. 3 for 53.5. So he better be good or you're going to be eating money.
They're going to play it for, I think they'll keep him for 3 years at least.
Well, what did they pick up the 5th year?
Don't think so. They won't have till next year.
Isn't this year?
Is this next year? This is only year 3.
I was thinking it was 4 for some reason.
Nope, this is year 3 for him because he said
so they have to decide after this one.
I'm sure they will, though. I mean, they let Rodgers go, so over for this kid, I don't see why.
Better be good. And then I don't like the next deal. 3 year, 21.5 for Gesicki. I'm just not a Gesicki guy, but
and especially going to New England.
With
New England's offense is just you don't know. You just don't know with Belichick. So
they usually don't hyper focus somebody. So.
Not since the Gronk and Hernandez days, but I don't know if they want to go back to that.
So then we'll move on to team 6th ranked team, which is mine, Smokers Haven. And yeah, go ahead, guys.
So I got here ranked 3rd in league in wide receiver strength, 11th though in running back and flex, 2nd though for super flex. Good quarterback combo there. 9th ranked starters with the 2nd ranked bench again. A lot of that is due to all the quarterbacks on the roster here.
Yep. So if anybody needs a quarterback,
I got one. I got one for you too,
maybe
bud.
We'll have to be talking because I got some depth at running back. And
perfect. I will talk to you after this, bud. I got 5 on my team.
I signed all 1-year deals. Is how I did it this year.
Yeah, you did. Juju for 10. When I seen you get that, the first thing I thought of is when, like, the last time we had that bid, dude, you were so excited to get him. Like, yeah, I got Juju. Like, I remember this.
That was one of the first ones.
And then you were so excited to get rid of him. But now you have him again.
In the other RSO, I'm still paying him money this year. And he's not on my team. So. But I'm happy to get him back here at 10 mil. We'll see what the Patriots do with him.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to, I mean, that's probably one of the only teams where I'd maybe give him that would be him as a Patriot.
And then you got Godwin here, 1 year, $20 million.
I don't know if I like that one. I don't know if I like that
We'll see who's throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
Gino for 35.5.
I didn't have to, but I wanted to get another quarterback because I realized Prescott and Burrow both have the same buy.
Yeah.
And you went for Gino.
And I just wanted some depth. So I like Gino. And it's 1 year, but that's a lot to pay. I'll give that.
Yeah, but at least you know you're getting that money back, and it almost kind of makes Gino prove it.
I need him to be that
what he was last year.
Quarterback like last year. Yeah, exactly. That's why I need him to be.
And then you got Evan Ingram on a 23.5.
Yeah, well, tight ends were getting out of control.
Yeah, especially early when, because you and Jarvis and Aaron all had a lot of money to spend, and I think that's kind of what drove him up a little bit. Was
It was
everybody trying to vie for trying to get that tight end? Because again, there's so few of them.
Well, it doesn't help when I'm over there chirping at him like, bid him up, bid him up. I would if I could.
I love that. There was 9 of us, I think, in the room drafting. That's the biggest we've had for an auction draft in years.
Since the click, 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 click.
So that was fun. Everybody being in this, or most of us being in the same room. That was great.
And I mean, there was actually room. Like,
yeah, we were able to spread
wasn't.
out
We
a
were
bit.
not like scrunched together. Maybe
fun.
over on that table, you maybe
That
you guys
was a good
were.
draft. No.
If anything, maybe next year we'll have to move it up to the living room.
Yeah, we could spread out across that whole top floor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's the kitchen right
It
there.
was a good time drafting like that. So, all right, we'll go to team 5, which is gonna be Koop's.
Here comes
He's,
the donkey puncher.
3rd ranked running back, 3rd ranked flex, 5th ranked receiver. We got him down as weak at tight end and super flex. So overall, he's got the 10th ranked starters, but the top ranked bench. So
how does that happen?
loves his depth. He's got good depth. He did go out and get AJ Brown. I let him go. Didn't tag him. Regret it. He goes 4-year, $105 million. It's actually a pretty solid deal.
Yeah, I mean, looking at how a lot of other people went, I was pretty happy with the deal I got him on.
Yep. And then Deontay, which this is actually really good.
This is one of his guys, though.
Yeah,
He's a
2 for
Deontay
20
guy.
mil. I mean,
Yeah, I think he's gonna be the guy because I think he is the best wide receiver in Pittsburgh, and
there's no way he gets 0 touchdowns again.
Yeah.
That's just not going to happen.
the oddity of that, I
Yeah.
think this could be that next year where okay, you
It
was
was the
0,
most-
let's go 10.
Yeah, it was the most catches ever by a receiver to not have a touchdown, I think.
And the second year in that offense with Pickett too, I can only see his numbers maybe even going up. So
I just worry about your
I like that
quarterback.
because I got Pickett. Like I said, I was making. You got running backs. I got quarterbacks.
You got Stroud or the Tampa Bay starter, which I'm not sure which one I like less, but
I mean Baker. At least
I like Baker right
he's
now.
only even on my roster because I had to pay for him last year and I way overpaid for him.
Yeah.
But he was that last starter that was available when he was labeled the starter.
it sucks in Superflex. If you don't have that second quarterback you can count on, it's really, really tough to score enough points to keep up.
Well, and just looking at the projections, what they're putting out, I mean, Stroud's only a half point difference right now in projections.
Yep.
And it's just like, okay, do I want, but I looked at the matchup and I'm like, I don't like either matchup, honestly, but I wasn't going to start a rookie against Baltimore's defense just because that's
Baltimore's
usually
just
not
soft.
a good thing.
Baltimore was kind of soft last year, so
Started
When it
rookie
comes for
QB week
defenses.
1. I'm not starting Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, starting that rookie QB week 1 is really hard
I wanna
because
see
it's
some.
usually not very good. You're not going to have a lot of Matt Ryans where watching his first pass of the real NFL and boom, 80-yard touchdown.
to be honest, if that was me, I'm flipping a coin. Heads, Baker, tails, Stroud. That's probably what I would have seriously done.
I'd probably, if Baker's starting, go Baker just based on the
Experience.
the weapons.
Well, that too. He's going to have some weapons
Evans
with
and
White,
Godwin.
Godwin.
And
Who's the other kid?
I'm not sure their third receiver.
It was Russell Gage.
Yeah, he got.
Yeah, he's out for the year now.
Yeah. So
do have
now,
a
right
young guy,
now,
I
it'd
just
probably
don't
be
remember
Kate
his
Otten
name.
and Rashad White.
No, they have another. Cameron Brate.
He's still
he's
there.
their second
He's still
tight
there
end
anymore.
isn't he?
I can't say 100%, but I don't think Cameron Brate's there. Look it up. We'll go on into our top 4. Team 4, we got Leno. Tight ends are pretty solid, 2nd ranked. 4th ranked running backs. 4th ranked flex. Weak at quarterback and receiver. So overall, his starters are 5th and his bench is 3rd. His quarterbacks are not pretty. I mean, Daniel Jones is solid, but after that, it's pretty gross.
Well, he did get some quarterbacks. He wasn't one of those teams that had no quarterbacks
Yeah.
going into this.
So he signed 3. Paid Daniel Jones 4
Trey
for
Palmer.
61.
Trey Palmer right now is the 3rd.
Don't even know who that is.
There, after that, there's like a bunch of people. Well, yeah, no.
I did see Wade picked up that Sean Tucker kid. He's a running back for Tampa Bay. He had some, I think it was, I want to say it was some type of a health or injury type thing that kept him from getting drafted. But apparently his production profile in college was really good. So I was a little disappointed actually to see he got scooped up. But anyway, so we'll get back into Leno's team. Sorry. We've got Daniel Jones, 4 for 61, which is a steal if he stays playing the way he played last year.
You got Waller to help him, so.
The way quarterbacks went, I mean, 15 mil a year is
Pretty cheap, actually.
nothing. Stafford went for more for 1 year, but so Jimmy G, 2 for 18.5, whatever. I don't think it matters if he plays or not. I think it's not going to be good.
But that's kind of like what he had to choose from, though.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't really anything like Daniel Jones is going to be a starter. I mean,
Daniel Jones is a starter.
He's not a top 10 guy though. Like
He might
be 11. I mean,
I got him right there.
Okay, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, I got him right there. Right towards the bottom end of those top
top end of QB1.
the QB1s. Yeah, bottom end.
And like last week we said, like, hey, there's not very many quarterbacks on this list. So if you need one, get one.
And then you got Tannehill for the 1 for 11.5. That one I'm kind of kicking myself on because I think I was going to go for him and I end up having still plenty of money left over.
Yeah.
At 20 mil. But
With the 1 year deals, I mean, you're just taking a shot. Hope you get some production when you need it.
yeah.
Yeah, like quarterbacks are not easy to come by.
Yeah, that's where I wish I would have gone maybe a little bit harder on that, especially now seeing how much money I have left over. But again, though, that's where it maybe allows me to make a trade or two as well, where I can maybe take on some caps. So.
Sure. Then he also had Gabe Davis, 2 for 17. We'll see.
Yeah,
Promising receiver that they just keep adding receivers in Buffalo. They're trying to hit on some.
Yeah, and they just can't seem to find something other than Diggs. So,
all right, into the top 3. You got Jarvis, number 3.
Yep. Top rated in flex. Running back second, quarterback third, first overall starters, 9th ranked bench.
So yeah, he's really top heavy, but his starters, especially if Josh Jacobs doesn't play, his starters are gross. Because running back's so hard to get.
yeah. Well, and
Henry, Chubb, Stevenson, and then if Zamir White ends up playing, I mean Singletary, Dillon, Penny,
Jerome Ford, if something happens
McBride.
to he's
Like
got Chubb's backup too.
I really like his running backs, and they're hard to get, but he has no quarterback depth, which is going to hurt him if anybody gets hurt.
yeah, again,
He got Billy Zappi though. I mean, he
He
got
did.
Billy Zappi.
For only 26.5 mil for 3 years. So, I mean, he's high on Zappy.
Yeah, he better hope mac and cheese is just a bum and fails out. But
Yeah. I hate
don't
that
see
deal.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
So Cousins, 3 for 74. That's not bad. The only thing, I'm not sure how committed Minnesota is to him. Like this year, obviously, maybe next year. That third year, I don't
this
think
is
he's
really
gonna
the
be.
last year of his deal in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he keeps doing those short-term guaranteed deals. So.
yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, but again, he could be somebody that could be either going, not even be in the league next year, and all of a sudden you're still paying $25 million a year.
Yeah. So somehow Chubb only goes for $8 million more than Madison for 2 years. He goes 2 for 83. Not sure how that works. Chubb's the best running back in the league, or at least one of the best running backs in
I
the league.
wish I had money to spend. He'd be making more.
2 for 83. I went 1 for 50, but I don't like going more than a year on running backs.
Well, and I was feeling already confident with my backfield, so I didn't really want to try to spend more money in a backfield when I don't need to.
It's a huge deal, but if there's anybody worth that running back, it's definitely Nick Chubb.
Well, and he has really probably the best potential to be that RB1 overall for the year.
The top guy this year. Debo, 2 for 46.5. Totally don't like that.
No.
And then Irv Smith, 2 for
36 and a half.
36 and a half.
Which could be
That's risky. It's very risky.
Yeah.
This league, you need tight ends, but he's never produced like that, at least.
Well, I mean, he is coming from that Minnesota offense who
uses the tight end, and he
was
wasn't-
never healthy.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Hawkinson looks damn good in Minnesota. Irv Smith,
But
never healthy.
He's never healthy. And so that's where I think that is a huge risk, paying him that amount of money for even 1 year, let alone 2 year.
Maybe the 4th target in that offense.
Maybe.
Chase, Higgins, Mixon, and then him, maybe. If it's
Boyd.
not
Probably
Boyd.
Boyd.
Yeah, Boyd too.
He's
Yeah.
probably Boyd then him.
It's going to be tough for Irv. And then we got that Zappy deal we talked about. So, but overall, a very solid starting lineup. I really like his starting lineup there. We'll move on. Second ranked team.
Fish.
Fishy fish.
So they really like his team. I mean,
Yeah, he's got number 1 wide receiver, second ranked flex, second in starters, 7th in bench though. Weak at running back and quarterback, but
yeah. I mean, his starter's Goff, and he has Purdy, and then he doesn't have anything else as far as a starter goes, unless Carr goes down. And he's got Winston, but
yeah, I mean we've talked about this since the draft, but it seems like he way overpaid for Purdy on something that's really an unknown commodity at this point.
4-year, $86 million. Like, he really, really likes Purdy. Maybe he's scouted him and seen something.
Yeah.
Inside information from the Niners.
I'm going with
Purdy.
desperation mode.
Desperation. 4-year, that's a long time to commit to a guy that we'll see.
Yeah, $23 million a year.
Well, he's starting, so.
And then again, tight ends are just so tough to get in this league, and they're just tough in general. And you need 2 of them. You have to start 2 every week. So he went Chig 3 for 32.5, and Dalton Schultz 3 for 41.5.
Good workout.
I dislike the Schultz deal. I like the Chig deal.
Yeah, Schultz, at least or he should be the starter there in Houston.
If he plays like he did in Dallas,
yeah,
that's actually a good contract, I think.
It won't be bad. I think Dalton will probably finish as like in that 8 to 12 range for tight end. So
I think we're going to see that either the Dallas system or the Kellen Moore system is really good for tight ends. I hope it's a Dallas system so Jake Ferguson can be good, but it could be Gerald Everett in San Diego. But
yeah,
I think we're going to see Dalton Schultz is what they call a jag, just another guy.
We'll see.
That's how I see him.
But I also think he's probably going to have a rookie quarterback. Usually the tight end is usually their safety blanket, so that's where I think he could end up. That's could be a possibility. His boon is that's generally that first check down, like, hey, if you're not filling it, go to your tight end.
So then we got the number 1 team, also the runner-up last season, Burnt Cookies. Oh, he's top ranked. He's got the top ranked quarterback because of Mahomes. 3rd ranked starters, 4th ranked bench. So his running backs, receivers, tight end, flex are all kind of just like middle of the road, but combined gives him a pretty solid team. Other than Mahomes, he's not real top heavy. Did go out and get Barkley. It's 2 for 83.
About what?
Same
as Chubb.
Yeah,
I like that one. I like Barkley though. He's got 2 years in him.
Yeah. You just hope that he's gonna get something signed for next year.
Miles Sanders already struggling with some soft tissue stuff. 2 for 35. If he can get healthy and be that McCaffrey of that offense, I mean, he could actually be pretty good.
Yeah. Well, and especially with a rookie QB, you're going to see probably a lot of touches.
Yep.
So
I love the next deal. 3-year, $14 million for Jaylen Warren. Running backs are tough to get. You may not be able to use them this year. Maybe it's next year. But that's cheap.
Yeah. It's not bad, especially for a kid that probably through his rookie deal or just 1 year pass. So if anything,
he was a rookie last year, I think.
Yeah. So that'll give him 2. Well, I guess, that would take him through the rookie deal because I think it's a 4-year deal on a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, and then Damian Harris, 2 for 8.5.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, he's been already a little banged up there in Buffalo, and it sounds like Murray might end up taking more of that second goal line back, be that more goal line back or second string back.
Yeah, I was hearing about Latavius Murray. That guy just sticks around.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that. And not only that, I also got him in that draft on a 1 year, $1.5 million now.
Let's see how that one works out for Murray.
I think it'll be great.
He's one of those real NFL guys. You love to have him on your team because he's going to get you that short yardage.
Right. He'll do what you need.
You
him
need
to
1,
do.
he'll get you 2. You need 3, he'll get you 2. But he's going to get you at least 2 yards.
Yeah, that is good. That's very true. All right, so we're gonna go over to Ryan's Reality Sports Online League. We have that auction coming up here on Sunday. We get to do another auction. God, these are so fun.
We need to space these out. I don't want to. I got to do both of them. Like my first 2 drafts are auction. Why can't I do like one and then do one like?
Yeah.
13 drafts later.
This one, we don't have any particular orders going through the teams just because, I mean, they're not complete rosters at this point. Let's kind of give a general overview of the teams and what they got and what they're going in with. First one's going to be Fighting Rabbits.
AKA Jarvis.
He's got $103 million to spend. He needs to sign 7 dudes. Overall record of 16-23 with a 2-1 playoff record.
Yeah, he's got some good quarterbacks there with Burrow, Lawrence, and Tua, which if you want to trade Lawrence, bud, and you're listening, let me know.
Yeah, I do like his quarterbacks. That's solid.
I tried trading him last year for it, and I just talked to him, and then that was it. I even threw him a trade offer, but he didn't. Nothing. Yeah. No response whatsoever. It might actually still be up.
His running backs are decent. He's got Ramondre, Brian Robinson, Javonte Williams, Gainwell, Damian Harris.
Javonte is playing in his fucking preseason game this
How
next
nuts
one.
Is that? What is he, like 8 months removed or something? He's going to
He's
play in
basically 18.0.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
Going into his receivers here, he's pretty okay. I mean, Keenan, Juju, Van Jefferson, Kadarius Toney, and Wandale.
That's not great. But, I mean, as long as he can go out and sign a couple in this draft, that's solid depth.
Yeah,
he's got Keenan and Juju, pieces. And then he's got some solid depth.
Yeah.
He needs a couple. He needs at least one more. But
at least one. He probably needs 2, to honestly be honest, just
this was
for the depth.
Yeah. Being a single tight end, too, with Kittle, I think he's sitting okay. I'm not high on Kittle this year, but in single tight end, you could do worse.
Yeah. And maybe something where he adds something just in case of injury and or bye week, so you're not trying to stream one. But
he's got a ton of money. He could spend, so he could average like almost 15 mil a player. So he's sitting pretty good money-wise. This year, he didn't have a lot of picks. So he drafted Israel about. I'm not doing
Abanaconda.
There we go.
Dude, from now on, when that comes up, that's all you.
Koop gets that one. I've tried. I failed over and over. So last year was Brian Robinson and Wandale Robinson.
Right in my head.
So, no, I'm not even quite sure how it works. So, next team on the list is going to be my team, Smokers Haven.
Weird. How come everything's bold? No, I'm just kidding.
Good name. Such a good name.
Name thief.
Name thief. Don't have really any money. 41 mil. I got to get 7 players. 26-13 overall though. Like my record.
Yeah. I mean, well, what was that? 650?
667.
Yeah. We'll just round up.
Yeah.
Just so we
3-2 in the playoffs with a championship a couple of years ago. My rookie picks, like I said, I trade my rookie picks a lot. So I got Cedric Tillman this year at 310. Last year I took Treylon Burks at 19. That's not looking so good. I wish I would have taken Olave.
A lot of people probably wishing they would have taken Olave.
Pretty sure
sooner.
you did.
Yes, I did.
At 110.
Yep.
1 pick after me. So that was definitely a mistake.
That's why I was super excited when you took Burks.
Yeah, I bet.
Got Dak, DJ, and Mr. I Don't Eat Meat.
Eats chicken, damn it.
Where's
chicken
the
is
beef?
meat.
Where's the beef?
I like my quarterbacks. They're not super deep, but at least Dak and Daniel Jones are pretty solid.
Yeah. So, and especially on a super flex, you only need, as long as they're not sharing a bye week, being able to play the chicken eater should be okay. So,
yeah, as long as he's a starter, I think he'll be all right to fill in.
Running backs here, you got Barkley.
Mixon.
Not
Pacheco.
guilty Mixon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was found not guilty.
Yep, so no suspension should be coming. He should be good to go.
But it will come.
I bet you he still gets 1 game for conduct policy.
Yeah. We'll see at the league. We'll hear about it real soon if he does.
Yeah, we should hear about that probably by next week at the latest. So
and then Pacheco and Herbert, though, Khalil Herbert's looked really good. He played all the first snaps with Fields. He didn't share at all.
Which is
they
a good
threw him
sign.
the ball on that screen for touchdown.
What a greedy little bastard.
Yeah, so I like Herbert, but I really like my wide receivers.
Yeah, you got a solid stack here. Chase, Lamb, Devontae, T. Higgins, Chris Godwin, Treylon. Yeah. I mean, just
I could play
Dak and
4 of those basically. I'm going to play Chase, Lamb, Smith, and Higgins pretty much every week that they're not on a bye.
Yeah. I mean, you almost have to.
I don't love having Chase and Higgins.
You said you're going to play Higgins?
Yeah.
You're going to play both Higgins
Chase and Higgins.
Chisholm?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to have a team play two receivers off a team, it's got to be either them, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, or Hill and Waddle. Because you could
actually
get
have
two wide
Devontae
receiver
Smith.
ones out of that, an upper one and a lower one. So
You have Devontae Smith,
Yeah,
so why
I'm just
wouldn't
saying
you
if you're
play
gonna
Devontae
play-
Smith?
Oh, he will.
already?
He'll
if you're going to play
probably
the pair
4 of them. He'll probably have 4 of them in every week.
every week, I'm going to play 4 receivers every week.
And then tight end here, you got Hawkinson and Kmet. I mean, Hawkinson is definitely...
In the single tight end, I'm not even looking to get another one.
Yeah, you're basically set, and especially with the extension that Kmet got, he's going to probably be there for a while. And it may even help his focal point in the offense.
And I should have been the champion last year. Lost in the second round after getting the bye. Should have been me and Koop playing each other for the title, but that did not work out.
Bad week.
Which is why I've heard, and it's true, the best way to judge your fantasy owner skill or whatever you want to call it is, did you make the playoffs?
So hold on, because I
We'll come
remember
up to
when
that
your
more later.
leagues used to cut. When you started your leagues, bud, you never made it to the
I know,
playoffs.
never. It
So
was
what? I
horrible.
mean, you can't go by that.
Auction, it was just terrible. I could not do it.
Well, again,
But
a lot of it
it's
was
true,
the
though. I
Andrew
mean-
luck, though.
League by league, it's going to vary. But overall, if you're in the playoffs more than you're not, that's all you can do. When it comes to a 1 week playoff, okay, anything can happen, just like we see in the real NFL. So, we got Kamish next, be Ryan's team.
Right. Sitting here with an overall record of 15-24, 0-1 in the playoffs. He's got about $91 million to spend with 6 spots to fill.
He went crazy in this year's draft.
Yeah, he had quite a bit of picks though
Yeah.
that from stuff he had traded. He got started there with JSN at number 6, Addison at 7, Tajay Spears at 110, and Dalton Kincaid at 111, Kendry Miller at 2.6, Tank Bigsby at 2.7, and then Jalen Hyatt there at 2.12.
Yeah, you heard that already. He had 4 first round picks. They ended up all being back end. That's kind of unlucky on it for him, but still getting JSN and Addison there at 6 and 7
Is
Addison had a
huge
concussion
boom.
too, so
pretty nice, huh?
Addison had a concussion too, so
Osborne's been tearing it up from what I've heard, but still, I like Addison there.
Yeah, he's going to be there.
He's obviously looking at quarterback.
Yeah, with both Jimmy.
Don't even know why I put the other 2 on there.
Yeah, well, you never know. I
that's
mean,
his depth.
Malik
Jimmy
might
G,
end up
then he's
playing
got-
this year.
Is that
They don't
Andy
think
Dalton?
He's got the red-haired. What did they call him?
the red rifle.
Red
Red
rifle.
Rocket, yeah.
And Malik Willis, who's apparently the number 2 quarterback ahead of Will Levis. Who would have thought?
You would assume so, though. I mean, he's already had a year in that offense, so he should know that offense a lot better than what Levis is
Didn't look
going
good
to
though.
know. No, but again, everybody knew he was going to need
Yeah,
some time.
true.
So
Running back, he got trapped just like I did
I like 2 of
with
those
the
guys.
CEH. That was brutal getting
like
Clyde.
I like Bixby.
I didn't take him over Taylor. Taylor was gone. But if you took Clyde over Taylor, that hurts.
yeah,
And so many people did.
a lot of people did, and then he's got
All
Tank,
those rookies we named.
Tajay. Yeah, a lot. He's probably going to be needing to go heavy on running back too.
Yep. Oh, and Keontae Ingram, just to mention him. And not a rookie, but a second-year guy.
Yeah.
Only guy behind Connor.
Well, which could be a boon. So if anything happens to Connor, at least he'll get something out of that. At least going to his wide receivers here, looks like we got Devontae, MVS, and then obviously the rookies there, Addison and JSN with Michael Thomas, and then Tyquan Thornton.
So Devontae Adams and some hope.
Yeah, I mean, depending on, he's probably going to be playing Addison and probably JSN as well.
His strongest position is tight end.
Which is weird in a 1 tight end league.
Yeah, it's stacked.
Mark Andrews, Kyle Pitts, Dalton Kincaid.
Just stacked.
Yeah, like you don't.
Which
Which was weird to see him why he took a tight end in the draft when it's like, dude, you already have Pitts and
You got Mark Andrews.
And
that's all you got to see
He's
to stop
flexing
there.
a tight end.
Yeah,
He's
I guess.
probably flexing a tight end.
maybe he's going to start all three
gonna
tight
have
ends.
to.
Yeah.
3 tight end build. I'd like to see how that turns out.
Maybe if it was a tight end premium.
Next team. And like I said, these aren't in any particular order. So we're at Tony Romo, 9. He's got also thought it didn't change for a second. He's also got 91 million to spend, but he has to get 15 players. 16, 22, and 1 overall, and 0 and 1 in the playoffs. Let's see this year's picks. He didn't have his first, so he got Zay Flowers at 2.8, Deuce Vaughn at 3.8. Deuce Vaughn one could be interesting.
Yeah. Especially if he gets a chance.
Be hard to know when to start him, but
Say Flowers at 2.
he's fun to watch if you could see him.
That's kind of
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't
Flowers
go
dropping
before
to 2.8 was pretty surprising, actually.
Said in these RSOs, every time I see value, it's almost always a receiver. Almost always a receiver. They just drop for some because quarterbacks get pushed up, and then like in the other one, the tight ends get pushed up a bit. He's got Fields. I put his other quarterback there just because he only had one other one right now.
Yeah, with Matt Corral, who can probably be dropped because
He'll probably be
cut.
Yeah, he'll probably be going after quarterbacks, I would imagine.
So.
Fields is a good one.
Then he's got for running backs Jacobs, Kamara, and again Deuce Vaughn. So I mean, solid start depending on if Jacobs is there.
Yeah, when Jacobs shows up, it'll look a lot better, especially after week 3 when Kamara shows up.
Yeah. So I mean, he's still obviously he's got a lot of holes to fill with not a lot of money.
Well, he's got a decent amount of money, but he's got a lot of holes. 91 mil is actually up towards the upper end of the money, but the 15 players to get, I think, is
gonna drag.
If it's
that
not
down.
the most, it is. Yeah, it is the most.
Yeah,
he has the least amount of players right now. He can only average 6 mil a player, which is not quite the least because I have the least, just under that, but pretty close.
And then going to his wide receivers here, Amari Cooper, Zay Flowers, and Mike Evans.
Decent.
Yeah, I mean,
Say Flowers as your 3 ain't bad.
no. And then at least it's only a 1 tight end league, but no tight ends.
No tight ends.
He's definitely going to be looking for one of those.
He's going to be filling in lots of spots. This team is for incomplete. Say that for now.
That's why, again, we're not using any kind of power rankings.
Yeah, there's no
or
way to
anything
rank
on
these
this.
teams. We'll do that probably next week. We'll throw a little ranking together for these teams next week. But yeah, it's too inconclusive to do anything with this week. Next team was Dark Star Dragons.
All right. Coming in here.
He's got a ton of money.
Yeah,
Ton of money,
15 million.
Yeah. With only needing 6 players, with a 13-13 overall record and 0-1 in the playoffs.
Yeah. Wow, he has a lot of money.
Yeah, and in the draft, you had a pretty solid draft there. I mean, you got 2 young quarterbacks with both Richardson at 1.3 and then taking C.J. Stroud at 1.9. Then taking Michael Meyer, who I think is a steal there at 2.10. Now kind of with everything going on where he is running with the ones there in Vegas. So that's a huge value to get a starting tight end there. And then Tank Dell at 3.9.
Which he stole Anthony Richardson from me. That was my pick.
Yeah.
I had no other guy in mind. I figured I was getting him, and no.
That's where I'd take him. I might even take him at, I think I did take him at 2. I think he's the only guy I wouldn't take. Bijan is the only guy I wouldn't take him over. Even in Superflex, I'd still take Bijan.
No,
But I think Richardson's next after that, just for the rushing. I really like the rushing. He's got Richardson and Stroud, obviously, to go with draft bust Trey Lance, Mills, and Ritter.
Well,
Ritter
see.
could be okay.
Yeah. He's
That's
getting the
solid
keys
3.
to the offense. A lot of people, he only got like a small sample size last year, and I think the roster is way more improved.
And Pitts didn't even get to play with him, did he?
No, he didn't
Yeah.
even get to play with Pitt. So again, I think that's going to be something when we could actually open up the offense a little bit more. You're going to have somebody that can actually get the receivers the ball and not overshoot everybody. So
We should get a better idea of what it's going to look like here, early in the season at least.
yeah,
No running backs really, Tyrion Davis Price, but tight end, wide receiver though. He's really set up at wide receiver.
yeah. Tyreek, Amon Ra, Sky Moore, Justin
That's
Ross?
Justin Ross, yeah. Oh, he likes that kid.
Yeah, Elijah Moore and Brandon Cooks.
That's good solid starters and depth.
I mean, you got 2 starters, obviously, with Tyreek and Amon-Ra, so that you don't even have, you just plug and play those 2. So, and I really like Brandon Cooks, too, especially as a third or a flex. I think he's going to have a really good year. And
I think so, too.
And then going over to his tight ends
just
here.
because I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yes, it is.
We got Knox, again, Michael Mayer, Noah Fant, and Gerald Everett. So he's sitting with 4 tight ends, and actually all of them are pretty good.
Except Fant.
Well, Fant, but
the other 3, though, are probably pretty decent.
But, like, again, that's only
Fant's issue is the fact that he's in Denver.
He's not.
He's not. Oh,
He went in that
Was he in Seattle?
Oh, he's in Seattle now. Well, if they ever decide that Will Dissly is not the guy, maybe they'll give Fant a chance. But
Will Dissly's still there.
He's always there.
Oh, geez.
He's just never healthy.
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, he's like the Vinny Testaverde of that team.
Those next team has a ton of money, too. Team 8. Damien.
Mil.
Yeah. On only 6 dudes.
Yeah, he's getting whoever the fuck he
He
wants.
basically gets who he wants.
But his record, 13-26. 2-1 in the playoffs. This is the first positive
I
in
think
the
it
playoff
was.
record we saw.
I can't remember which year
I think Shane
was. If it was first year, maybe that Damien ended up going to the finals. I can't remember for sure, but we got Jahmyr Gibbs was his
It was Tony.
first pick, 1-2. Then Josh Downs at 2-2 and Mingo at 3-2.
Yeah, Gibbs' pick is solid.
I like the Gibbs pick. The other 2, Mingo might be okay.
Mingo
I'm not
is
big on Downs.
Like,
He's so
if he would have flipped him, I might have been okay with that. Because, I mean, to me, Mingo at 3-2 is a steal.
That is probably a steal.
But Josh Downs at 2-2 is like a super reach.
At the time we drafted, it wasn't though. Looking at like where people had him ranked and stuff, but yeah, he's really come down a little bit.
And that's
He's
where,
so tiny.
Yeah, and but again, you wouldn't even have to. Is this the league that he dropped JMO in, or is that the other one?
No, that was Fish's.
That wasn't Fish.
That was Fish's. Which who knows? That might turn out to be brilliant. Made me waste a waiver, my number 1 waiver wire, and a guy I still haven't gotten to play. Like, that could have been genius. He's an evil genius. Just some of the moves he makes don't look great right away, but end up looking fucking amazing. So
This is also a kid that traded Le'Veon Bell for an unknown in Christian McCaffrey and like 2 other draft picks.
yeah, he didn't give up. He didn't just get me. He got McCaffrey and stuff.
Yeah,
for Bell,
Le'Veon Bell,
basically never did anything again.
Yep.
I remember another trade like that. Matt did he? He had his choice to get Julio and Antonio Brown. Yep,
He chose Antonio Brown.
he did. He did. Didn't go well. Neither one would have ended up well. But so yeah, we're gonna move.
Look
Let's
at
see.
quarterbacks here. So we got Stafford and Pickett. So I mean, for 1 year,
Decent, maybe he's got a ton of money, so
yeah,
he's
so he
getting
can
Herbert
do
if
whatever he
it.
wants. Yeah. Going to his running backs here, we got Alexander Madison, Najee, Jeff Wilson, Gibbs, and Zamir White.
Could turn out okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the starter with Madison, and he's got Gibbs. We'll see what happens with Zamir White, and then he's got a starter with Najee, so
Yeah,
pretty okay there. Wide receivers here, I do like a couple of these here with both Koop and DJ Moore, very solid. Then with Christian Kirk, Rashad Bateman, Romeo Dobbs, and then the rookies Downs and Mingo.
I like Kirk. He's gonna take a backseat to Ridley, but he's still solid.
But to be able to play him as like a wide receiver 3 or a flex, it's pretty solid.
I think Lawrence can support 2 receivers.
That offense should be able
Yeah,
to.
I think so. And he's got Kelsey,
Yeah.
so doesn't even need another tight end. Good with Kelsey.
Yeah, he needs one probably just to cover a bye week.
Yeah, that's just such a cheat code to have Kelsey. I went and traded for him in 2 leagues after trading him away 2 years ago. That probably cost me at least 1 title trading Kelsey away too early because Pitt sucks or sucked so far. And not really. First year was okay.
Second year, he didn't have a quarterback, so it's not really his fault.
Next team on the list, we got Cousins Fokker. Pretty decent
this
name.
is Fish.
Yep.
Fishy Fish.
He's got a lot of players. He needs to get 14 players, but he's got 108 mil to spend. 17-22 overall, 2-1 in the playoffs. Took Bijan this year.
1-1. And then Charbonnet at 2-1, Musgrave at 3-1. And then it's looking to be a great pick here is that Jaden Reed at 3-6.
That Green Bay kid.
Right? Yeah. That's basically, they're saying he's going to play the slot.
Something like that. So let's go with, he took Walker last year at 1-6, Dotson, Dolchitz. So he's some pretty good picks.
Yeah, he's been really good draft.
He's got Mahomes, so he's sitting pretty good at QB1. He's got Bijan, the couple of Seattle kids with Charbonnet and Walker, and then Connor. So his running backs aren't terrible either. He's got, three of those are probably going to be decent.
Yeah. So
we'll see what happens in Seattle.
Yeah. And then getting into receiver, you got Ridley, that Reed and Dotson. So obviously he's going to need to be looking at adding to the receiver.
Surprised you haven't traded for him yet, Andy.
He's got Ridley. You'll see when I got the next. You'll see on that next team.
Tight ends: Freiermuth, Musgrave, and Dolchitz. So
yeah, a lot of tight ends are decent.
But I will take Kelvin Ridley. Don't get me wrong. I will take him on my team.
Yeah, I really like his tight ends there. He's got a lot of youth, so he doesn't really have to worry about that position here for a while.
I just don't like having 3 tight ends and a 1 tight end.
Yeah, I prefer to just have 2. But in Dynasty, I could see having 3.
But 3,
it helps Dynasty, just in case somebody matches up on a bye week. Especially when you got young
guys like this, though.
Yeah. You get the 2 that you're going to play, the one that you're starting, the one flex, or the one that you play on buys, and then you get one that's just like a flyer.
Like, hey, if something happens, or it's trade bait. Somebody really wants a tight end. He's doing good.
No one trades for tight ends though, unless it's one of the top guys usually. Or you're me and you just waste picks trying to get one. Next team, got Andy's team, Chronic.
All right.
79 mil to spend on 9 guys. Last year was his first year in this one. He's 6-7 overall.
This was a team.
He's done 2 drafts.
That they did. No, I did like a draft. No, I did like a half draft. Like they did. Whoever had the team did the rookie draft.
Okay.
And then nobody did the auction part.
You should be thankful.
And then I inherited that team. So just before, and I still went 6-7.
You should be thankful for the rookie draft with Garrett Wilson
and then George Pickens and.
Oh yeah, and then I traded that Derrick Henry and got a first-round pick, which ended up being Quentin Johnson and Drake London.
That's very good. This year you got 1-4 for A-Chain, 1-8 for Johnston, 2-4 for Roshan, and 3-4 for Chase Brown. So I really like your draft in this one.
1-4 should be Anthony Richardson. Right? Yeah. And he snatched him, and then I didn't want Bryce Young.
I like that draft, though. And at quarterback, you're pretty good with Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson. 2 guys in the top 12.
Yeah.
So you should be set there. So, I mean, it's not like you really needed a quarterback.
I'm worried about Deshaun Watson. I'm not high on him, so.
You got Dobbins and then the rookies we talked about.
Yeah, I went rookie heavy. Like I had, running back heavy. I only had Dobbins.
Your receivers are pretty good. You got Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Drake London, George Pickens, Quentin Johnston, and Gabe Davis, along with. And I just found out today that I can't just say Mims because Denzel Mims is actually still in the league.
Yes, he is.
I heard not exactly a glowing report, but Dan Campbell said he is still in the room. So I don't know what that says about Denzel. He's still in the room.
Hey, he's showing up for work.
Still in the league, which apparently now I have to say Marvin Mims when I talk about Mims. Also, I was made aware that there is a rapper named Mims. I didn't realize that.
Really?
Yeah. This is why I'm hot.
I'll take your word for it, bud.
Hey, you've heard it.
I'm pretty sure
I haven't.
If it's something musically.
So we'll go with Marvin Mims just to differentiate until Denzel Mims is no longer in the room.
I have Denzel Mims.
No tight ends.
No tight ends yet. So obviously that'll be a drafting spot.
Not really.
Or auction spot.
Not really.
Next team we got the champs. Burnt Cookies. Championship roster. He only got 70 mil to spend on 9 guys. He's 26-13 overall, so he's got a solid record. 3-2 in the playoffs with that championship I mentioned last year. Draft picks this year: Will Levis at that 112 spot, Dwayne McBride at 3-7.
Yeah, not a bad spot for Will Levis. I mean,
we'll see.
Gives him some youth. So
it is a super flex. Last year's picks, not so great. Alec Pierce, 112. Isaiah Spiller, 2-1. Tyquan Thornton, 212. Bellinger, 312.
Well,
see.
Bellinger wasn't obviously too bad. He had
At 312,
when he
actually,
played.
that's probably pretty good.
Tyquan
If you get a player
Thornton,
that's still on your roster the next year, that's probably pretty good.
Tyquan Thornton. We'll see what he does this year
Yeah.
now that they maybe have a real offense. Alex Pierce, again, going now to a rookie quarterback. We'll see what happens. But, I mean,
hope
he's
it's
had a
Pittman
good
show.
camp from what they said.
Yeah.
So,
I hope it's the Pittman show. Quarterbacks, Cousins, Goff, and Levis. Decent.
Yeah, I mean, you got the starters there with Cousins and Goff that you know you're usually going to get solid, but maybe something he's looking for to address a little bit of depth there.
Yeah. Or get a higher. Herbert's the one that's out there. And somebody's going to spend a lot of money to get Herbert.
Yeah.
We could see a Russell Wilson deal. Remember that one?
Yeah, the 2 years for 150.
Yeah, 2 for 150.
75.
Well, I'll spend some money on Herbert.
2 for 150?
No, I'll make
That's
sure it's a
crazy.
4-year deal at least.
Yeah. Running backs, he's got Pollard, Zeke, McBride, and Spiller. So Pollard's great.
Yeah. He probably got a boost now with Zeke signing. Even though it's in New England, he's going to probably be looking at a lot of the more short yardage and goal line, so he might be okay to playing a flex here and there if he really needs to.
We'll see how they use him. I'm curious how they use him because if they use him in a way where he's playable, that's just going to kill Ramondre's value.
Here's where he's stacked.
Yep.
Wide receiver here with Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Pittman, Judy, and Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
I mean, those
Those
top
top-
two.
Yeah, top two, and then Pittman and Judy for flex spots.
Yeah.
Depth, that's solid. I like that.
And he's got Trey McBride and Daniel Bellinger. The only
Youth.
bad part is, I mean, with Waller coming in there in New York,
Yeah.
Bellinger kind of takes a hit, and McBride hasn't been healthy. So,
Yep, neither's Ertz. So, yeah, he'll be going after a tight end, I'm quite sure. Next team is yours, Coop. Green Solutions victory.
right.
You said it was 67 mil to spend on 6 players. I think you have the best record overall at 26, 12, and 1.
I do. By
Your
one game.
playoff record,
Oh,
though,
here's the
is
Peyton
unblemished.
Manning.
Unblemished playoff record of 0 and 5.
Thank you. Thank you. It's hard.
It's only year 3.
Peyton Manning in the
Going
house.
into year 4, and you are 0 and 5 in the playoffs. So,
Hey, I'm making it every year
true.
at least.
2 buys, 2 fourth place finishes.
Like I said, it can't catch a break. I mean,
Yeah, like I said, playoffs are, you got the best regular season team, but the playoffs come and it's 1 week, and that's.
and I'm
that's
pretty
it,
sure if
so.
I would have played in the first round of every of those, I would have won easily.
Yeah.
It's just that round. I have a round 2 curse that says "F you."
Draft picks this year: Marvin Mims at 2-3. And did I do that wrong? Oh, let me back
It's
this up.
Herndon Hooker.
Hold on a
At
second
2-9
though.
and Eric
You
Gray at
you and
3-3.
Coop cannot both have Mims.
I have Denzel Mims. That's what I told
Oh,
you.
you do have Denzel Mims.
Yeah.
You still have him on your roster? I did not
I
hear
didn't
that.
even know he was
I
on
didn't
my
hear
roster.
that. Otherwise, I would have laughed some. So he's not only in the room, he's also on Andy's team, apparently.
But
So that's the wrong Mims we were talking about.
Yeah, because that was not Marvin Mims to my surprise, because Marvin Mims is on this team, drafted at 2-3.
we both got him.
We got to share him like a
We're
custody
splitting
battle.
a different league here where we're both sharing a team, so we're sharing Marvin Mims.
Okay. Hendon Hooker at 2-9, Eric Gray at 3-3. Eric Gray.
Kid from Oklahoma.
Okay. Giants?
Yep, he went to
Okay.
the Giants. I just think he's one of those kids. If they give him a chance, he's gonna stick. But we'll see what happens with Barkley.
Would
But
be a
I-
guy to watch.
Yeah, he's one of those young kids. Again, I get 3 or 4 years to let him kind of see if he develops and can take over that spot. So
And they're cheap in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
Spend a
so-
mil. It's like double what a minimum is, but for a rookie shot, I think 3rd round picks are huge. Olave at 110 last year turned out to be a very, very nice pick.
thank you for taking Traylon Burks at 9.
That was horrible. So quarterbacks. Got
And
Jalen
then,
Hurts.
I get John Mechie back, who I took at 2.8 last
True.
year.
Yep.
So I'm really happy about that.
Yep. That's good to see him back. Quarterbacks: Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr,
Kyle Trask.
Trask, and Hooker. So I like Hurts and Carr. It's solid starting quarterbacks for Superflex.
And if you look at the salaries, what I'm paying them, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think I'm paying them a total of $15 million.
That is
Between
ridiculous.
the
Hurts
two.
still on his rookie deal.
No, that was for a free agent. I
That's
signed them
insane.
both ridiculously good 4-year deals
That's gross.
because
4
I was
years
one of
for
the
40
few
mil.
teams.
That'll get you a championship roster. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm paying them both very little for what I'm getting in value wise.
Yeah,
So
this year you're just paying them just a little over 16 million.
And then your running backs, Jesus, CMC and Eckler. Like
yeah,
those two, that's insane that you get to plug those two in every week.
I'm paying CMC way too much. He's I think 43 or 46.
47 almost.
47.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could be
just
worth
about-
it this year. He could
Yeah.
actually be
But
worth it this
you
year.
get that money. This is the
Yeah,
last
this
year of
is
his
the last
contract.
year.
Him and Eckler, to be honest
Yep.
with you. And Eckler,
So
you're paying 21.
I think I get like 60. Or,
This is your shot here.
You're
like
gonna be getting
65 million.
mil back next year
Yeah.
just from those two.
yeah. So along with
With the
Akers,
Cordell.
Patterson,
You get the 8 back.
Gus the Bus, and Chuba. So
That's pretty nice looking. Receivers, we got Olave, Shark, McLaurin, and Renfro, Parker, Mechie, and Marvin Mims. I like
Just
the
call
top
him
end there.
Eminem.
I like Olave. I really like Olave. The
Call
rest
him
of it's
Eminem.
kind of depth. I think you probably could use a wide receiver too in there.
yeah, I mean that's really kind of my big thing.
It could be McLaurin, but
Yeah, we'll see how that offense is. If McLaurin can get the targets like he did towards the end of last year after they decided, oh, yeah, we should use our best wide receiver. If we can get that, then I think I should be okay, but I still wouldn't mind adding that extra wide receiver. Otherwise, I like the depth.
that tight end, we got Goddard.
Yeah, and just going to be
Solid
looking
tight
to
end.
get that bye week maybe placement.
Yep.
So,
All right, we'll move on to the second to last team here with Killer Cards. Not much for money to spend, 46 mil,
Yeah.
but only has 3 guys to get, so 15 mil or so a player. 26-13 overall with a 1-2 playoff record. No draft picks this year, really. 211 with Rashee Rice, 312 with Michael Wilson. Tallest receiver in Arizona, if that counts for anything. A lot of picks last year, though.
yeah, taking Brees Hall there at 1-1, James Cook at 1-3, and then Christian Watson at 1-8, 3 solid first-round picks. Then David Bell at 210, and then hit a home run there with Tyler Algier at 310 last year.
Yeah, 310, and you get a 1,000-yard running back, right? You had 1,000 yards on the ground. Yeah, that's
1,025.
That's a pretty big hit in the third round.
Yeah.
Could have been better in the first, though. You took James Cook a pick over Garrett Wilson. Could have looked a little better with Wilson there.
Or Olave, but
Or Olave, yeah. No, Olave
Either
all the way
one.
down at 110. Quarterbacks, though, he's got Murray and Rodgers. We'll see we'll see when he comes back.
yeah, he's probably going to be looking to add somebody to cover until he gets.
Rodgers created his excuse just in case he's bad this year. He tweaked his ankle or his calf a little bit. So if he's not good this year, that's why.
Just needs some more ayahuasca.
More dark rooms.
Going on to running backs here, we got Chubb, Brees Hall, James Cook, Tyler Algier, Elijah Mitchell, and then Captain America, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans does play for the Bengals. He is their backup. Not the same Chris Evans who is Captain America. I've been told. Different people. So
Or so we say.
that's what he claims.
Really good starters there with both Chubb, or at least with Chubb and maybe Hall, depending on how that backfield looks with Dalvin.
Yeah, with Dalvin there now, that's a really interesting backfield.
But he does have at least the other Cook that is going to be the starter with James Cook.
Should
so
be. Yep,
at least
should
he's
be.
got 2 guaranteed starters. And then we'll see kind of what happens with the rest of those backfields because they're all kind of shared backfields other than Cincinnati.
They're
with
basically
Mixon
all waiting
being
for an
the man.
injury.
Yeah. Moving over to his wide receivers here, we got Debo, Diggs, Christian Watson, Josh Palmer, and the ancient one, Adam Thielen.
So Debo and Diggs, Watson, pretty solid. The other two,
Yeah, I mean, Palmer might be okay, but
Yeah,
it
Johnson's
sounds like he's
gonna-
already gotten passed by the rookies. So,
yeah, and Thielen's just kind of over it now.
yeah, I mean, you can see he's, 37? It's like,
I don't even think he's anywhere. I don't think he's that old. I
no,
think he's
probably
just
not.
old.
Yeah,
NFL wise, he's just old.
he's just old NFL wise. And then Going on to tight ends, you got Dalton Schultz and Hunter Henry.
Yeah, we talked about Schultz before. Henry's could be an interesting one. Just with the Patriots, you don't know exactly what they're going to do. He's been decent when he's been healthy.
And if he can stay healthy, I mean, he's also getting up there in age.
He's never going to be the elite tight end type guy, but he could be a lower end tight end one possibly if they decide to use him a little bit.
Yeah, he could get into that 13 to 15 rank. I could see maybe if he gets used enough in that offense.
So yeah, last team we got Inside Insight. And let's see, that team has 86 mil to spend on 3 players.
So he can get basically whatever he wants as well.
Does he have the most per? 28 mil he could spend on average on his 3 guys, which is like 7 mil more average than the next team. Although for one player, Damien could spend the most. He could spend 125 mil on a guy if he wanted to. I don't advise it. Don't take that as advice. Don't do that.
That's bad.
All right.
Moving on to picks this year.
Wait. He's 13-13 overall with no playoff berths. I just want to emphasize that. He has yet to make the playoffs. He did take the team over after the first year, but still he hasn't made the playoffs in 2 years. So just to point that out, Matt hasn't made the playoffs in this year yet. This league, yeah.
Yeah, it's just because he's won the championship already twice in the other one.
That's not this league. It's got
to even out. Karma, man. Karma.
Yeah.
Going into picks here, then this year he had Bryce Young at 1.5, then Sam Laporta at 2.5, and then Zach Evans at 3.5. So, I mean...
Yeah, we'll see if Bryce Young works out. I like Laporta.
Yeah, I think Laporta was a good pick there at 2.5. I think you got a lot of good value for that there.
Last year he swung at Jameson Williams at 1.5, which we'll see. Hammy injury, probably not going to play the rest of the preseason, so it'll be week 7 before we know. Rachaad White at 2.5 could be good. And Tolbert's been showing up in camp. It sounds like he's got at least the wide receiver 4 spot for the Cowboys, which isn't saying a lot, but
you know, at least it shows progress that he's going to stay on the roster.
He couldn't even get active last year. So yeah. Quarterbacks,
Lamar, Russ, Russ, Bryce Young, and then Tannehill.
So decent. I mean, anytime you got Lamar, you got your top covered. So he's just looking for that second guy in depth.
Well, I mean, we'll see what Russ is.
Yep.
And then again, same thing with Bryce. Same thing with Bryce. I mean, he might have a 2 with Tannehill just because maybe with Hopkins, but again, with that Burks injury, that could hamper that offense.
They better win early, or I think he finds his way to the bench.
And then lets one of the young guys.
Yep. Running backs, David Montgomery, Travis Etienne, Jamal Williams, which is solid for the first 3 weeks, probably with Miller being hurt.
Yeah.
Fournette, Rachaad White, and Zach Evans. So,
yeah, I mean,
decent.
Got Etienne, and you've got Williams for those first 3, especially with the Kendre Miller injury again, with like a soft tissue.
And then Montgomery, he could score a touchdown any week.
You just don't know what that backfield's going to look like yet. So, going on to his wide receivers here, looks like we got Hollywood Brown, Deontay Johnson, Nico Collins, who I know he's pretty high on, Michael Gallup, Darnell Mooney, Jameson, and Tolbert.
Really, a lot of receivers.
Yeah. I like the Tolbert, and I do like Mooney because I think Mooney moving back to that number 2 is going to be a huge boost for him.
Yeah, I think so too. He's a good receiver, but he's not a 1.
Yeah, or he could even move inside to that slot, and they can use Claypool on the outside just because of the size difference, where Claypool is a lot bigger.
The guy they gave up pick 32 for.
Yeah. But again, it could just be something. We'll see what happens, how that offense looks, because this is really going to be the year we find out kind of if that was really worth it.
Yeah. And tight ends, we've got Laporta, Taysom Hill, and Gesicki, who he tried to trade me for Waddle back before Waddle played his rookie year. And I actually considered it. I'm pretty sure that was in my league because of the 2 tight end thing.
Pretty glad you didn't take that.
Extremely glad I didn't trade Waddle for Gesicki. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a dumb trade looking back at it.
That would not feel good. Again, just want to say, I mean, this team hasn't seen the playoffs yet, so we'll see how that goes for him this year. If he can break that, make the playoffs this year.
Get above 500
It's like giving Matt shit because he wins all the fucking time.
and everything.
It's ridiculous. All right. So that's all 12 teams. We'll come back with a recap of this league next week. Let you know how the auction goes. We'll do a power ranking, 12-1 again. And then, yeah, we'll kind of preview some other drafts we've got coming up. Maybe hopefully we'll get some news in the league and
get some signings.
We'll be 1 week closer to the NFL season kicking off. Oh, man, 3 weeks.
Maybe start having a look at schedules too coming up here for who we're going to be playing in all our leagues.
Yeah, preview some games, matchups.
That'll be fun.
Yep. And then we get to start making fun of some
bad
start-sit decisions. That'll be fun. Well, maybe we have to do like a best and worst of start-sit decisions.
We got too high.
Got enough leagues to go through. We'll be able to find some good ones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, until next week.
Sounds good.
Later.
Stay high.
Always.